What's up, mother foxers? It's cam bearing time. Okay, so I've done this once before, and that's the engine that's currently in the old hooker there. So apparently I did something right. The only issue we got when you do this, you can't do it on the stand. You gotta have it on the other side, obviously because you can't get to, in there. So we got the table set up here. The only thing is, you can do it on a table just so you can get access to both ends of it. But the thing is, now this thing's up here and you're trying to reach in here, so this annoying step in the garage, we're going to use it as our advantage as to, you know what I'm saying? Be more easier access. This process is easy, guys. It's not that bad. I mean, I'll get the tool here in a minute. I've done this before, I think, on the channel, but it's not that bad. It's pretty simple. The most complicated thing about it is just, being able to get access. It's just getting in here, because you gotta bring the tool in, you gotta get a wrench in there, and then you gotta expand, the expander to keep the bearing on, and then you literally use a sledgehammer to pound these in. So I think there's a little bit of dirt on there I'll have to clean off, and we'll get going on this. Let me pull that tool out. Alright, here's the tool. This is really just an extender. I don't think I'm going to need that, but there's the big bar. There's your big pummel. Then you got your expander with your little, I don't know, spacer washer dealing doodad there. Choices are this one. So it's, well, that's the wrong one, this one here. It's going to be the one that you can fit over it, obviously. Alright, but this thing's going to expand it to hold it in place. And these are in order right there. So 1 to 5, which is the front of the engine to the back of the engine, because of the oil passages that you got here. And they may be different sizes. I don't know if they are, but I doubt it. Maybe by a little bit, but this would be the first one, because this one's unique to these two holes for the oil patches that are kind of like 12 o'clock and 10 o'clock on there. And then after that it's just singles, and I'm not sure if 5 is like, yeah, 5 is a single too, but there's that. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wipe these down, because these things have, if you ever have bearings, wipe them down with acetone, because they got metal shavings all over. Look at that. They're all nice and clean. So I took a little bit of 400 grit sandpaper, man, and look at the crud that you get off it. I wasn't like, I was just like letting it scrape the surface. It's hard to get in there. You got to do it on this side, and then go on and do that side on that side, just to get the leverage and get your fingers in there to do it. But man, that is way better than what it was. I think what we'll do here is we'll get these ones in first, and then we'll do the 2-in ones, because you got to keep going in and out with that bar, and it takes more of a chance to get nicked and whatnot. So and then what I'll do is I'll stick a little bit of, like, I just got some 10W30, man. We got a cool little, one of them old-fashioned oilers that you pump up, but it's always a surprise when that thing is coming out. So all I did was we went low tech here, man, and just drilled a hole in the top of this thing, and that'll do it. At least I know it's coming out. You know what I'm saying? Gonna stick this bar in there. Maybe if I put it in the right spot to start out with. Big hammer. Need a big hammer for this. You see, I got those that oiling slot pretty much where it's supposed to be. Maybe turn it just a little bit like that. I mean, we can always pop it back out and move it, but that's
would suck, because then you got, well, I don't know, depends on how much fun you want to have with a hammer. So I mean, so, and then I'll show you to make sure how you figure out how these are lined up. So enjoy the ride here, folks. I think it's gonna be fun for you. It's gonna be a big ass hammer smacking this sucker, and you don't gotta be kind to it either. Oh, wait a minute. Big problem. Big problem. I made a mistake. So we're gonna have to disassemble this. Because the cone's got to go on here, because that is what centers this thing up to make sure you're putting it in straight. See? It's been a while since I did this. At least I caught myself. Alright, so now we got the cone on, as you can see. That's what centers it up, so you're not like screwing anything up here. Alright, that looks like it needs to be turned this way a little bit. Right there. So there we go. There you go. You see the little light there on the bearing. So we're through. Besides, you can see it through this hole. You can see, make sure oil's gonna get through there. So boom, one done. There you go. I suddenly realized I have a tripod. Two of them. I got two of them, yeah. We're covered. Look at that. This is so easy. Alright, now for the two ends. Alrighty dighty. Alright, cam bearings all in there. You see them down there? Don't they look pretty? So now we just got to get the freeze plug in the back of here, and it's done. We'll put it back on the stand, and that's it for the block, guys. Now we'll have to pull the old hooker in here and start tearing her apart, because everything in that engine is basically going in here except the pistons and rods, bearings, everything. Those things should be just fine with being 700 miles on it. I did get a package. See it over there? I had to get it from there. It's the cheapest I could get it. Here we go, unboxing. Oh boy. Pretty uneventful. Rear main seal, one piece. I got some gaskets for the oil pump. New gaskets. And this guy right here, guys. This is final missing piece of the puzzle, except for like a water pump gasket and timing cover gasket. So the whole box shipped was taped up. This little box has a big staple in it. Obviously, you know what this is, right? There you go. That's right. Dog bones. And the retainer, or spider like people like to call it. And I also should have two, there they are, they're in there. The two bolts that I need for it. And there you go. Just need a water pump gasket and a timing cover gasket, and we get everything we need. So unfortunately, I guess Bobby couldn't find this stuff for me, so no big deal. It's another $50. So plus shipping, plus these. And what's this? What's in there? Oh, they just stick the part number thing in there for you. Okay, cool. There, you need a rear main seal. Here's your number. Alright, you've seen me put freeze plugs in before. There's that one. It just goes in flush.
A little bit of RTV on the outside of it, and then you got plenty of space in there between that and the bearings. So, but it's all taken care of. Everything's done. Cam bearings, screw plug in. Next step, assembly for that guy. Cam bearings. See, they're not that hard, man. I got another video on my channel that I did this way back. Oh, it's probably on the screen right now. And that tool's probably 80 to 100 bucks. That's the biggest thing. And it's just tedious, but not bad. Later, guys.